Welcome to this practical session, which assumes you've already listened to the first talk on meditation in the third eye. This practice will last about 40 minutes, during which you must not be disturbed. Make sure that all phones are switched off, including cellular phones, of course. You need to be wearing loose, comfortable clothes, no shoes. It's better to take off your wristwatch and keep it away from your body, not in your pocket. When working on the third eye, the senses tend to become very acute. It's therefore preferable to avoid incense and other strong smells, such as essential oils burning in the room. And if the weather isn't too cold, keep at least one window open. The first part of the practice will take place while lying down. This can be on the carpet or on a mattress. In either case, you'll need to cover yourself so as not to be disturbed by cold. Keep in mind that after a few minutes of relaxation, the body tends to become more sensitive to cold, so it's wise to use a few blankets. Now, you may want to interrupt the audio recording and take care of all practicalities. Before starting, a few practical recommendations. To begin with, if you didn't already have a third eye, we wouldn't be able to go very far today. In these exercises, you're not going to create the third eye, you're going to reveal it. This suggests an attitude where instead of concentrating and trying hard, you just relax and let things happen. The third eye is already there, in the background of your consciousness. So the motto is just awareness. Letting things emerge through letting go. Another piece of advice is to be matter of fact. There is no need to imagine or visualize anything. If a sensation presents itself, feel the sensation. If there doesn't seem to be any sensation, then don't try to make it up. Just relax a little bit more until the sensation emerges by itself. Now, I invite you to lie down on your back, arms by your side, cover yourself with blankets, make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Your eyes are to remain closed until the end of this session. We'll begin with the throat friction, a key technique which consists of making a slight friction noise in your throat, both when you inhale and when you exhale, like this. Now, practice the throat friction yourself as I go on with the explanations. Your mouth is slightly open. The rhythm of the breath is roughly your normal one. This, for example, would be too fast. If you were to breathe at that pace, you would hyperventilate, which could possibly make you feel dizzy. So let's return to a correct throat friction. The first thing to understand about the throat friction is that it isn't a breathing exercise. It has nothing to do with oxygenating your brain or any action related to respiration. What matters is the effect produced on your larynx, a certain vibration which can be used to awaken the third eye and other energy centers. So you don't have to make any effort to breathe rhythmically or deeply. Just breathe at your normal rhythm. Earlier I said the mouth is to be kept slightly open. In reality, what matters is to keep the lower jaw dropped and relaxed, so the lips may be closed, but the upper teeth must not be in contact with the lower teeth. There is no chanting or humming sound. This, for example, is wrong. Back to the right friction. Keep on with the throat friction. Note that you don't have to breathe through the mouth. At times you may find yourself breathing through the mouth, but if you just let the breath adjust itself, you're likely to find yourself breathing through the nose, which is more natural. The friction noise remains the same, both when inhaling and exhaling. The aspect of self-adjustment makes the practice very easy. When doing the exercises, you'll find yourself breathing a little faster, or a little slower, or a little more intensely, without having to think about it. Just flow with the natural variations. A simple tip, however, is to implement the friction from the bottom of the throat, not from the front part of the mouth. When the friction is implemented from the front part in the mouth, which is incorrect, it gives a hissing sound like this. Back to the correct throat friction. Note also that when the friction is implemented from too high in the throat, it tends to sound high-pitched, like this. This tends to create a certain strain on your throat. If on the contrary you produce the friction from lower down in the throat, you'll find it requires much less effort. So, from here, you're to continue the throat friction throughout this session. We'll start the second phase. Still lying down on your back with your eyes closed, and cross your legs if they're crossed. Become aware of the area between the eyebrows. No concentration, just awareness, filling the area between the eyebrows. So we now have two elements, the throat friction and the awareness between the eyebrows. I'm going to play different sounds. I ask you not to listen to the sounds, but to receive them in a tactile way in the area between your eyebrows. Feel them from between the eyebrows. still continuing the throat friction, filling the area between the eyebrows. Not listening to the sounds, but feeling them from the area between the eyebrows. From here, see if you can find something like a vibration between the eyebrows. It can take many forms. It can be a fine tingling. It can also be a sensation of pressure or denseness between the eyebrows. It may be a pulsing sensation or any type of vibration. Something subtle. It doesn't have to be intense. Keep breathing with the throat friction. I'm sending more sounds. Don't listen to them, feel them from between the eyebrows. Let them facilitate the sensation between the eyebrows. Tingling, pressure, denseness, pulsing, or any other form of vibration. pressure, denseness, tingling. The vibration may be felt somewhere else in the forehead, or even in other body parts. It doesn't matter, just keep your awareness between the eyebrows. Again, receiving the sound in a tactile way between the eyebrows. Let them facilitate the sensation between the eyebrows. Keep on with the throat friction. Now, the next step is to connect the throat friction to the sensation between the eyebrows. By connecting, I simply mean feeling both at the same time, the friction and the area between the eyebrows. Then, quite naturally, simply by feeling both at the same time, a gearing takes place. A resonance between the throat friction and the area between the eyebrows. Receiving the sound in a tactile way. Throat friction, the sounds, the area between the eyebrows. The sensation between the eyebrows doesn't have to be exactly a tingling, pulsing, or a denseness. It can simply be a something. The sounds tend to trigger it, and throat friction makes it stronger. Throat friction, a phase of silence, feeling the sound after the sound. A certain something between the eyebrows. It doesn't have to be clearly defined. Some form of pressure, perhaps. Just a something. Keep on with the throat friction. Your eyes remain closed. See if you can sense something like a light in the area between the eyebrows. It can simply be a whitish haze or a fog. It could also be color patterns. Feel the sounds from between the eyebrows. Let them facilitate the sensation. No trying. Let things come to you. Throat friction, awareness between the eyebrows. In the space between the eyebrows, the light can take many shapes. It can just be some vague shining quality. Don't look for it too directly. The art is to look without looking. Be peripheral. It could also be a diffuse purple light. Feel the sounds from between the eyebrows. Let them trigger the sensation of light. Any form of light. Throat friction, awareness between the eyebrows. Sound after the sound, meaning the after effect of the sound. Another round of musical sounds. Don't listen to them. Let them touch the area between the eyebrows. Keep on with the throat friction. Let the sounds bring light. The light can take many shapes. It can be color patterns. It can also be shining particles of dust floating in the space in front of your closed eyes. It can just be a haze or diffuse luminosity. If there seems to be more than one modality of light, then focus on the brightest modality. And if there is no light, then just feel the tingling or pressure between the eyebrows. There's something that doesn't have to be clearly defined, and that is enhanced by the sounds. breathing with the throat friction, feeling the sounds as if they were touching the area between the eyebrows. Be tactile, feeling the sounds. Sound after the sound. a diffuse luminosity in the space between the eyebrows, resting in the space. Then prepare yourself to return to a sitting position. You don't have to open your eyes. Start by becoming aware of your body. Listen to the sounds in and out of the building. Feeling your hands, your feet. Then start with slight movements of your fingers. Then move your arms and your legs. Stretch your body. And when you feel ready, sit up. We'll continue with a short meditation. For this, you need to be in a sitting position with your back straight. It can be cross-legged on the floor. It could also be sitting on a chair, provided you don't rest your back against the chair. Keep your eyes closed. The first phase of this meditation consists of breathing with the friction while placing your awareness in the throat. The same throat friction. If, while you were lying down, you felt qualities such as tingling, denseness, light or color patterns, then you may feel the same in your throat now. Otherwise, just do the throat friction and remain aware of a something in the throat. Throat friction connected to the awareness in the throat. No trying, just relaxing, letting things come to you. Then we go to the second phase, throat friction with awareness between the eyebrows. resting on the something between the eyebrows, which can either be one form of tingling or another, or simply a denseness. Throat friction, awareness between the eyebrows. There may be light, colors, shining particles drifting in the space between the eyebrows. Just feel them as you felt the sounds earlier on. There may also be nothing. This is fine too. Just keep breathing with the throat friction, aware between the eyebrows. The throat friction and the something between the eyebrows. A mixed sensation. Simply rest on it. Then we'll finish this practice with one more round of musical sounds. Don't listen to them, feel them. Be tactile, using the area between the eyebrows as an organ of touch. Awareness between the eyebrows, sound after the sound. Then become aware of the room. The sounds inside and outside the building. The position of your body. Move your hands. Stretch your legs. And open your eyes. Now, a good idea would be to go and do something physical. Move. Go for a walk, perhaps. You may find that the sensation between the eyebrows stays with you or comes back when you expect it the least. This is perfectly normal. Just let it come and go. It has a wisdom of its own. And if you think you haven't been feeling much, then try again later. Perceptions vary from one day to the other, very much like the weather. Sometimes clear and bright, sometimes foggy. The Buddhists call this impermanence. You have to live with it. One point though, when teaching these techniques, my experience has invariably been that people who don't feel any vibration at all, in reality do feel vibration, but don't recognize it. Which is why it is wise to speak of a something between the eyebrows and to refrain from trying to define it too precisely. The more you relax, let go, the clearer this something becomes.